That's the slush.
Rainbow.
Look at this. Every color we've seen tonight is apparently involved in a slush. No score here. And the youngsters, look at the straw. It's bigger than the drink.
Wow.
Oh, my gosh. How about taking a look at the champions by nations in Little League World Series history?
Little League started back in 1939. The first Little League World Series in 1947 or 57. So the United States is dominated, but Chinese Taipei's catching up. It's been spread around. 45 countries Little League has played in. Those nations are at the top.
Chinese Taipei, of course, here again. Japan, a team representing that nation here for the 21st time. And a team from Mexico for the 25th time. And there are the mileage signs in case you want to take a little jaunt between games. That's as far as it takes you. Take a look at the teams that are here in the United States. There are 8 teams divided into the 4-team brackets. And the international 8 teams divided into the 2 4-team brackets. And this is the first day of play. And this is the final game today. Connecticut beat Washington 3-1. A 10-8 win for Texas over Minnesota. And Puerto Rico had an 11-0 win over Germany in a shortened game under the 10-run rule. That was the last one played. And we finish up the day here with Mexico underway against Japan. Everybody's got to play here, so the manager's going to the umpires to just going to the official score. It's directly behind home plate. They got to make sure they get all these kids in for 3 outs and an at-bat.
And not only the mandatory play rule, but what will come into play today is the pitch count rule. We saw some games earlier where we looked at the pitchers not trying to throw 20 or an under so they could pitch again, but mandatory play. Every player must play at least 1 at-bat and 3 consecutive defensive outs. In the regular season, it's 6 consecutive defensive outs and 1 at-bat, but here at Williamsport in the Little League World Series, they give the managers a little more liberal playing room. They can get them out of there in 3 consecutive outs, but most managers have a huge, pure heart about, we bring the kids this far, they've been participating, we want them in there.
The difficulty for the international teams, and it's exemplified in this game, is that Japan has 5 extra players. That's as many as there can be. And Mexico has 4. So most of the U.S. teams now only bring a couple of extra players. But the international teams still try and bring as many as possible to the event. And I think that's to their credit. Let the kids have an opportunity. But it also makes it tougher in managing the game because you got to make sure you get all these youngsters in. Kamakura comes into play in left field. And is going to be swung on to miss. Mata at the plate as Mexico bats here in the bottom half of the 2nd inning. These kids are seeing all fastballs. And that one's going to bounce and is stopped. Eduardo Mata, who is doing the catching for Mexico. Rodriguez. And then Mendiola will be coming up. Shinozaki, the catcher. Look at the target, how he moves it around and moves his body. He's very demonstrative pitcher about what to do. Get it down here, get it over here. See him hollering out. He does this on every pitch.
Well, the mechanics are very, very advanced, and he's so smooth back there. He moves like a tiger. It's just amazing how smooth he is for somebody his age. The flexibility and athleticism. Drop down on one knee and block that ball like that.
And on a 3rd strike in Little League, you cannot try and get first base no matter where the ball goes. It's just a strikeout.
And what that shows about a young man, not only the ability, but the speed of the game in his mind. He's able to accomplish so many things in 2 to 3 seconds that are so advanced. The reps that he's had and the passion that he has to practice this game, absolutely amazing.
He moves around about as late before the pitch is delivered as anybody you'll see at the Little League level. Boy, that is a jam shot right there. Rodriguez, the 2nd baseman, will foul that one off. He actually got around on it, though, and there aren't many of his teammates who can say that yet. This is Daniel Rodriguez, 12 years old. Nuevo Laredo, where this Little League team is from. We get the baseball out of play. And Rodriguez will stand back in with one down, nobody on. Mizomachi has retired the first 4 phase. Right on the corner.
I'll tell you what, you can grit your teeth, you can convince yourself that you're tough and you're a big young man and you're going to hang in there, but that front leg gets a little rubbery when that ball's coming in there that hard from that close, from 46 feet, throwing at 74, 76 miles an hour.
Mizomachi's breaking ball is fouled off.
You won't see the conversion on a ball that's below 70 miles an hour, but we will convert it once they break the 70 mile an hour, and it turns red to show you the Major League Baseball equivalent. So you get the original speed, and then if it's above 70, you'll get the Major League Baseball equivalent speed.
And the 0-2. Javi Lopez would be proud of Shinozaki. Javi Lopez, when he worked with those great pitchers in Atlanta, when he had Maddox and Glavine and Smoltz, he used to have that angle thing that they did where they moved outside the strike zone, was set up at a 45-degree angle to make a pitch look like a strike, and it wasn't. This catcher does a lot of that because he moves around so much. 1-2 delivery way outside, and a 2-ball, 2-strike count.
One thing on a wild pitch on a fastball from either one of these pitchers, home plate is so close behind the catchers. These balls will come back quickly. There's padding back there, but at this velocity, they'll come back pretty close, and we could have a play with a man on a third, even with a wild pitch.
Rodriguez with a 2-ball, 2-strike count, set up on the outside corner and got him to swing. The 3 strikeouts in a row and 3 in the game. Let's take a look at how Mexico earned their ticket to Williamsport. It is brought to you by Michelin. And for both of these teams, it was not necessarily an easy task despite all the talent. They were 5-0 in pool play, but they lost in the double elimination phase, and then had to win both games of the championship series against the team they lost to. They ended out outscoring the opponents 50-20.
And you know it is a talented region when a country is a region by itself. And Mexico is a region, and Japan is a region unto themselves. There's tremendous talent in those areas.
And for the team from Japan, of course, the toughest competition comes from the very place they're from, which is Tokyo.
Right down the street sometimes.
Yeah. Mendiola, the center fielder. And they're going to catch up with that one in a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Six-inning regulation game. Parents on hand from Mexico. That is going to miss outside. And a 2-ball, 1-strike count. It would be hard to imagine that you would have 2 countries with fans who would have any more different outfits than these. Now, these people obviously come from outer space. It is bunted, and
they came the farthest.
It may have come the farthest to see this Little League World Series. This may be the first known invasion where we actually have video.
We have to find out why. What is the theme behind those?
Really bad hair day.
That's definitely warm.
2-ball, 2-strike. 2-ball, 2-strike count. 2 down, bases are empty here, and swing and a miss. Wow. Just 2 pitchers who are dominating. Mizomachi gets the strikeout. That's his 4th. For the youngsters playing here, rock, scissors. Oh, my gosh.